Good day, everybody. This is Finshou here. I am a regular / casual player on Vanilla High, which is a Minecraft forum. Definitely check out the links that I'm going to be posting below so that you can actually come on and join us on the best server ever. My name is Finshou. I am currently on Vanilla High 2.0, which was the old legacy server, and I'm here to just kind of do a little tour of Infinity Vale, which was a town that I had great fun in founding and running. Alright, the first building I'm going to be showing is going to be on the right here. This is a cafe that was built by Sir Bows and Arrows. He's one of our old members who actually had to go ahead and take some time off, I believe. He did a nice job with the interior. He's got a lot of decor and a lot of tasteful little additions that you actually have to come and see yourself in Minecraft person. Right across we have our a leftover from our Christmas decorations. This was a Christmas tree that actually did have redstone signaling that made the lights flicker on and off. Very nice. Bit too laggy though. This is the town hall. It was built in Infinity Vale's beginning days. It has our banner as well as the list of everybody here. So everybody who was here before we went ahead and moved on to the new 3.0 has been listed here, including guests, because we do like our visitors. This is the AFK fountain. It's this little safe zone from our psychotic members of Infinity Vale, good old residents. Alright, so that was the first building here. Right here we have town apothecary. I know this looks like the front, but it's actually not. Front, you actually have to walk by all of this. And this is the apothecary. This is a little co-op build between me and some of the other residents. We had fun designing it. The message board was one of the main spots of Infinity Vale, little meetings and things like that. This is the actual Vanilla High Chronicle, which is a newspaper that self-updated. It was really cool when that was introduced. Well, then the last thing is the farewell party. This is the banner. We actually had a little banner competition between all the residents on who could design the best banner, and this is the one that won. So this is the official Infinity Vale Town banner. Over here are the actual to-do list board. Yes, we still had things to do before we moved on. This is the town semi-auto watermelon farm. This is the town library. It does have a librarian in there. Even got a drop box. And we have, the aisles of books. If you've ever been in a library, I don't know if anyone still goes to those, but this is where you can enchant things. So, and then of course, we have the enchanted books that nobody was using set here for town use. They're all nice and organized, and just more enchantment tables for decoration purposes. And this is the librarian's little office. Ah, so we're going to go ahead and go this way. This is the actual town square. And the last thing that had been decorated, because we like to decorate here in Infinity Vale, was actually for Valentine's Day. This was actually all done by I Am the Reaper, one of our most active and best members. This is the communications board, so that's where you can reach members if you need to outside of Minecraft. And he even had little Valentine's boxes for us all. I'm hoping you all don't expect me to have a set tour schedule because that's not going to happen. I'm going to ramble. Sorry about that. This is the Hall of Banners. So all the banners that were entered or donated to us from other towns for the contest and other such things are all in here. We have here the very first sword that you are ever given. It's called, appropriately, Leroy Jenkins. Very, you know, enhanced Leroy Jenkins, as you can see by the type there. And then we also have the very first set of armor that you are ever given when you spawn on Vanilla High. Very nice of the admins. This is the town storage. So right here is actually the town pickaxes and armor. So they're all maxed out for town use. And over here we have personal player chests, which, we all are not allowed to look in each other's chests. Little honor code system that we have there. The anvils that everybody is allowed to use and replace. And the ender chest. Down here we have some more storage. And this is the chute to the auto sorter, which I will show you momentarily. So down here is the actual Infinity Vale Town project where we were actually mining out the entirety of Infinity Vale. For those of you who are lazy and just like to use Elytra, you can use that launch pad. I'll walk. This is the actual item sorter that the town built. And when I say the town built it, we were all amazingly on and we all built this together. The beacon was a recent addition so that we could mine out a lot faster. It's for haste too. So these are all chests that, are sorted automatically. Anything that hasn't had a chest assigned to it yet goes into these junk boxes. And as you can see, they're pretty much empty. So we've been doing a pretty good job on that. Whew. This is the underground of Infinityville. Over here is our cobblestone storage. I am not a fan of cobblestone, so that's where it will go usually. We do have some chests of it just for emergency purposes. Over here is the auto smeltery, which was built by Crusher Lord. He's got very extensive instructional signs all over, and he's also fenced it off so that nobody can walk over and fall and die. So, yeah, the basic is ores and armor and nether brick and such like goes there, and food goes over here. And there's an item dropper tower that carries it all back up here to these chests. Over here is the stone and cobble storage. Like I said, we have emergency cobble supplies. And if you look out over here, you'll see we were all mining them down chunk by chunk, and you'll see some slime spawners that we did actually build. And down there, if you're wondering, is the actual rail station. And it actually does go to several different places. I'll be showing you momentarily as soon as I'm done with the main Infinityville tour. So, the actual real nexus of Infinityville, the center, really. This was the high dive. It was built by Popnot, and it used to be translocation elevator that would carry us all the way up to the very roof of the world so that we could jump off with the elytra. This is back when flybows were a thing, so Infinity and Mending were on them. This is the auto sugarcane farm. It does very well. Since the shulkers were introduced, we just plop them right there and carry it to the storage or wherever. That's the cave spider spawner. One of them. We have several spawners. This is Colonelmancer's nearly original chicken palace. It was built by TR Mancer, and it is essentially just a chicken cooker. If you just go in and grab some roast chicken automatically. This is I am the Reaper's vending machine for cookies. You will just throw an item in and get a cookie. Over here we have the actual wood shop. So this is where all the trees would be planted and then stored after they are harvested. As you can see, we actually have a pretty good amount here, but we're doing really well on that. More of the tree farm. And over here we have the town inn, again built by Sir Bows and Arrows. Again, tastefully decorated, so we would bring all of our new members here and they could just bunk down for as long as they needed until they got started on their own houses. Didn't usually take very long. The road was, again, a collaborative effort by the majority of the town members. The sea lanterns didn't come along until later when we had discovered the actual sea temples that we had, that we were then using to make the sea lanterns. These were our semi-manual auto farms, and they were all built, all four of them, beets, wheat, carrots, and potatoes. These were built by Big Wild Cat, a lovely friend that has essentially been on Vanilla High since 1.0. This is the manual farms built by Crusher Lord. There's more than one floor. You can see ender chest and a repair box. And over here is where you can store some of the food, like the carrots. But just below this, and connected to the underside of Infinity Vale, is the actual food larder. So everything that runs over that we don't have room for anywhere else will come here. Apples and beets, especially the beets. Sunflowers were added tastefully by one of our members, as was one of the end banners from the fortresses. Now, these are our llama pens. The llamas were actually an addition that occurred during Vanilla High 2.0, and I made it priority number one to actually go out and find them. And then we did, and we had an animal transportation business for llamas. If you walk out a little bit further, you start seeing all these projects. So that was a tower that was built by one of our residents who stopped living here, but we kept the tower. We were probably going to turn it into a water tower at one point. And then right here, we have a bit of a massive undertaking, really. It's really a farm next to another residence build. So these are essentially automated farms, fully automated. The villagers will harvest the crops, and a mine cart track is laid underneath each floor that collects them and then brings them to an actual collection point, which is down here. It's all wheat right now, all of it. And then, of course, we have the backup villagers in case something happens to those. So it was a very massive undertaking. It was done by essentially all of the members of Infinity Vale at one point. This over here is another. You can see the frame rate dropping, and that's because that is another farm that's again automatic. Well, semi-automatic. You do have to actually harvest the crops, and then the villagers will replant them, but it is not currently applicable because the running water, will actually essentially annihilate your frames. The road, as you can see, stops here, and that's it for the main point of Infinity Vale in this direction. So we're just gonna head on back. There was several mountains here, and we essentially annihilated them and then put llamas there. I think it was a good trade, personally. And right here we have Inquisitor Yumiko's place. and her soothing minecart track, which she usually attaches a minecart to that just forever goes around and around. Tastefully done house, no visitors are allowed inside. This mountain belongs to a co-founder of the town, Edge Hunter. Again, no visitors allowed. Friendly neighborhood gifts from neighbors, though, definitely are available to be placed. And if we walk across, which we can stray from the path a little bit, you're going to see the bakery, which was done by I Am the Reaper. Tastefully done. We even have servers, even a creeper head that says hello. Prices and food. Make sure you pay them in emeralds right there. So just walk out. We will know. We'll find out. All right. And right here we have the post office, Infinity Vale Post Office. It is run by, again, I Am the Reaper. And what he does is he will take anything out of these chests that you put here and take them to whoever they are supposed to go to. So if I were to put something in here for one of these people, he would take it to them. A courier. Very good. Down below is the very first slime chunk spawner that Infinity Vale ever had. It was built by Ubitnik, and I won it as a prize by watching one of his streams. These adorable little models were done by Popknot, and I decided that they were going to be staying indefinitely. The armory and toolsmith and blacksmith essentially was also done by Popknot. He has a little working station over here with anvil and lava. Very, very referenced, very well referenced. And then of course we have organized chests full of armor, and the tools are also upstairs. All of this again was for for the entire town to be able to use. These are farms that belong to Inquisitor Yumiko. Do not touch. She fenced it off. This over here was supposed to be an overworld gold farm. It was discontinued by order of the admins because, as everyone knows, overworld pigman spawner or gold farms cause quite a bit of lag with all the particles and portals. This is the animal station, essentially. These up here are the sheep stations, so you don't kill these sheep. You will actually shear them, and you will then put their wool in these chests, as you can see. Down below are more sheep. And then if you go a little bit further, you'll just start running into the other animals, which are mostly for meat purposes. The cow breeder works very specifically. You would flip the switch, the water would make them swim, and while they're swimming, the babies would be pushed over here. You wait till they grow, and then you do what's what. We do have mushrooms and bunnies in the same pen. Yes. Further down, we're going to get to some of the residents' houses. Resident right here. This is Demon Defeater's place. The first residents attempt at an iron farm, one of them. And the auto fissures that were broken in one of the updates and patches. Another house along the road. I believe that one was still available, and that sign was just, shenanigans that go on in any town, like always. This is a giant rabbit, which is actually for the rabbit station below. So you would breed the rabbits and then you would let them drop down. Like these right here have already grown, so they're ready to be harvested. And while you're raiding, you can always enjoy the soothing, relaxing surroundings around you and fish. This is all done by Popknot. Very tastefully done. For those of you who don't know, which most of you probably don't, there is an enchanting station up here for your use with all the experience that you're going to get from killing defenseless, furry, adorable creatures. Congratulations. Nobody's house. That used to be a plot for somebody, but they moved. So now it is just empty. And here we reach the end of this direction. And we arrive at the very first treehouse, and first house, if you will, by I Am the Reaper. And in this direction, we have essentially the main, I suppose you could call it resource of Infinity Vale. This is the Villager Market Mountain. So the Villager Marketplace. We have a flower duplicator here. In case anybody wants any flowers, we have all of them right here in this chest. Tiny little storage that was moved. So this was all in the process of being moved. The majority of them had been in little stalls like this one, the villagers for their own safety. Above is the actual villager breeder. So they would breed and the villagers would fall down into this pen and we would then sort them and determine if they should be kept or not kept. One or the other. So yes, these have all been organized. So sword enchant, bow enchant, started having the blacksmiths and toolsmiths there, armor enchants, tool enchants, etc., etc. This is Emerald Alley. So there was a system that we used to get emeralds very consistently, actually, on a daily basis, using this row. As you can see, we were still sorting them at the time. And if you go a bit further, you will get to the very first fully automated villager farms. So this one predated the previous ones that were just shown on this video. It was again a collaborative effort by a majority of the town members. So each of the villagers are in a farm pen and you would harvest whichever ones were ready and then the villagers would just replant them all. We also had a chorus fruit farm. His Infinity Veil was all about efficiency and practical use of space. And if we continue down this way, we're going to be passing Popknot's house, one of our most tasteful designers and builders. He actually designed this little archway right here. Very cool to walk through it. And we're going to be taking a little trek through the forest, dark oak forest. And we have some signs for directions. We have a zombie spawner, which is not done, so I will not be showcasing that one. And a skeleton spider spawner, which actually is done and has been essentially enhanced to an almost absurd level. I will show you momentarily exactly what I mean. So down here, you will get to a room which we use to either harvest roast chicken or the mycelium and the mushrooms. As you can see, we can get mushrooms. We use this diamond axe to get them. As you can see, we were actually using this absurdly in absurd amounts. It got to a point where the majority of the time was spent here at this spawner. We also even have a nether wart farm. So all of that was built around these spawners right here. So this is the spider spawner. See, it's just the basic. They spawn, they fall, they die, and all of their items get carried back up. And I'm hoping one will spawn so that everyone can see this happen. There we are. And there we are. And there is an item dropper tower that brings all of the drops all the way back up here. This is where the skeletons will spawn. There's two modes to it. There's the XP mode, and there's just the AFK drop mode. And over here is another enchanting area, because you will get a lot of experience from this. And our automatic farm. So what you can do is you can actually plant something here, and these dispensers will shoot bone meal at it. The darkness will automatically harvest it, and it will then be collected down here in this chest. And we have a lot of bone meal because this is a skeleton spawner. It's a skeleton spider combo spawner, and there goes a skeleton right there. Yep. Now then, down this way is the actual system for all of that. And I won't go into any technical jargon. This is already a lengthy enough conversation and walkthrough. I'm sure you all would love to know how that works, and you will have to ask one of our top builders, Died Too Well, and redstone technicians. So, this is a rail. Yes, obvious. But it is a rail that goes all the way back to Infinity Vale. It also passes another one of our insane creations, the triple cave spider spawner, which is just down that way. However, it is not done, and so I will not be going down there. I also do not find cave spiders appealing in the least, and so I will most definitely not be going down that way. Another zombie spawner, and Popknot's house. There's just different little stops along the way. And again, this was all done by cooperative and collaborative efforts of all the residents of Infinity Vale, both past and present. And sorry about the frame rate drop there. This was an emergency water elevator that was built for the actual farms. I'm sorry, for the actual villager area just above the villager marketplace. And here you'll see we are exactly back where we started, underneath Infinity Vale. You get a better view of the actual slime farms, and an even better view of one of the rails. And we're going to be coming out at the railway station. So, that one, as you see, went ahead to the zombie skeleton spider spawners. This one goes to our sea temples. We've got some cords there, but good luck getting to them. Good luck. Um, and down this way are at least 5 sea temples. We just kept finding them at one point. This actually goes to one of our residence places. It was a newly dug tunnel. This was our very first tunnel, actually. It went to the Infinity Vale first mining ravine and some spider spawners. Alright, our tour is almost at an end. We're getting pretty close. So let's just go ahead and finish it then. Alright. This is the essentially top access to that. Goes down to the railway station. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a left here. And we're going to be going this way. Passing a bridge that was built by a past resident. Birch Over Water is the title that they gave it. And right here is what used to be a residence house, but we then turned it into sort of a collection hall and a map hall. So right here is the actual map of Infinity Vale. It's pretty extensive once you take a look at it using the maps. We have some collector's cookies. You can vote on this server and you get a cookie, and my residents took it upon themselves to proactively name some of these cookies. Very appropriate names. And here we have some of the very last members' names, the entire record collection, our resident snow golem, and this way was one of our last projects. That was an individual project done by a past member. As you can see, it's a cactus farm, and it does produce a lot of cacti. Down here is the actual Infinity Vale stables, which was essentially this entire area was terraformed by Infinity Vale members and residents. And then, of course, the building was laid down and it was fully built by some of our members while I was away. And it is populated with horses, as you can see. We've got hay in the loft. And here's where you can get saddles and armor. As you can see, we were still working on the road. We were actually in debates about whether to do pillars underneath it or whether to just let it go ahead and stay like that, or even to just fill out the entire underneath it with dirt. Just future projects that we were all looking forward to doing. And over here, we have the spruce maze. If you go inside of it, or you can follow this torch path that was laid out, also painstakingly. So this is a maze, and this is the actual time board. So you can post your times on how long it takes you to complete the maze right there. And I'm not going to be doing that. I might do a future video on that. It'd be a very tiny or lengthy video if I'm having a really bad day. Oh, over here we have a water vader that I built. And the reason all of this is built over here is to avoid the surplus of lag that this causes. This is an iron farm. And I suppose that is an oversimplification of that statement. This is a very intense iron farm. It goes all the way to the roof of the world. You can barely see it because I have my render distance set so low. And I do that so that I'm able to move. So the water vader goes all the way up there so that we can constantly maintain and check on the iron farm. Because as you know, iron farms are tricky with all the villagers. It definitely produces iron. There is no question about that. But that is not all it does. So if you go up here, as I said previously, the auto fisheries took a big hit in one of the updates and stopped working. Well, somehow or another, one of our town members figured out how to fix that issue, and so we do have a working auto fishery right here. I'm not going to use it, and I'm going to let you all use your imaginations for it. Isn't that lovely of me? Doors. Doors. They're the best. Alright, and I could walk the entire way, but that's not going to happen. You get a brief glimpse of the end before it kicks you back out. And so, this was Infinity Vale. It was an absolute honor and joy sharing this with everybody. I had a tiny bit of fun, not as much fun as I did actually building this town with all of my friends and residents that I've made on Vanilla High 2.0. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this boring, lengthy video. And I'm glad you enjoyed it if you did. And if you didn't, well, I look forward to seeing you outdo me then so that you have the right to complain. Because you can only do that if you outdo me. Alrighty, this is Finshou logging off. Peace out, everyone.